Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Frenkie De Jong as Manchester United have finally given up their pursuit for the 75 million rated Barca captain. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barcelona players have recovered from stomach bug back in training ahead of Arsenal clash. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Manchester United have held a strong interest in Barcelona midfield mainstay Frenkie De Jong for quite some time now. The Red Devils were even believed to have an agreement in place with Barca for the Dutchman, but the 26-year-old refused to leave the club. Despite being rejected by the Netherlands star, Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag continued to pursue his former AFC Ajax ward signing and is understood to have made attempts for his signing not very long ago, only to be rejected again. And now Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Man United have finally given up their pursuit of Frenkie de Jong and accepted defeat in their attempts to pry him away from Barcelona. This development comes only days after Barca confirmed their four captains for the 2023-24 season, with De Jong among those set to be donned the armband. Indeed, the 26-year-old midfield superstar, whose current market value stands at 75 million euros, has been named the fourth captain of the club behind Sergio Roberto, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, and Ronald Araujo. This move put an end to the speculations that Barcelona would consider selling De Jong if a big offer were to come along this summer in order to get out of financial mess. As such, Manchester United have now decided to give up on their obsession to try and sign Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona. Having been deemed transferable by the club last summer to being named the captain this year, the 26-year-old has come a long way. He was one of the best players on the pitch for Xavi's Barca last season and is deserving of the captaincy. De Jong's contract with Barcelona runs until the summer of 2026 and comes with a release clause worth 400 million euros, and his future at the club appears to be secured for a long time. Of course, Frenkie de Jong remains an undisputed starter, undisputed quality player for Barcelona. And last week we heard about the captains being voted, and Frenkie de Jong was one of them, alongside Ronald Araujo, to complete the third and fourth spot. Of course, Frenkie de Jong, as we all know, has been long linked with Manchester United since last season when Barca had already come to an agreement with the Manchester club to send him there, but the player had to duck his heels and refuse to leave. And of course, Barca were not happy about that at the time, but they came to later realize that it was a good decision for Frenkie de Jong not to leave because the quality that he brought to the pitch last season was unquestionable. And of course, the fact that Barca have given him that captain armband also indirectly means that Frenkie de Jong is going nowhere. And whatever interest he has should be fed off. So Manchester United have seen that there is no way and they have now finally given up. It was even so surprising to me, honestly, that since last year till now, Manchester United were still hopeful of signing Frenkie de Jong. How on earth? Erik ten Hag had big dreams, isn't it? He had big dreams. He thought there would be at some point that he can convince his fellow countrymen, but it wasn't meant to be. Frenkie de Jong is really committed to Barca. He is a great Barca fan, and he really wants to be there for a long time, from all indications. So let's see how it goes for Frankie. Of course, we all expect him to still continue to be an important part of the project for Xavi Hernandez this season, and the fact that he is now one of those captains There's a lot expected from him. He has the leadership qualities, and I think it's a good decision given him. He came to Barca in 2019, and he's entering into his fifth season, and I definitely think that he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, So let's see how it goes for Frenkie De Jong, and I'm happy that he will stay at Barca despite everything that I've been told about his future. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. In a great bit of news, Xavi Hernandez has the entire Barca squad at his disposal for training today, with players having recovered from the stomach bug that broke out over the weekend. The update comes from RAC1 with a report stating that all the players affected by gastroenteritis have recovered and the whole squad is in training as Barca prepare to face Arsenal in the pre-season friendly later this week. The Blaugrana were scheduled to kick off their pre-season tour on Saturday night with a game against Juventus. However, the match had to be cancelled as several players came down with a stomach bug. Reports emerged claiming that as many as 15 players had fallen sick, including new signing Oriol Romeo and other players such as Eric Garcia, Jules Koundé and Alejandro Balde. As such, Barca were forced to call off the match, which potentially cost them €2 million in lost revenue. However, the good news is that all those players have fully recovered from gastroenteritis, and Xavi now has a full squad at his disposal as Barcelona prepare for the friendly against Arsenal later this week. The Catalans heavyweights will face off against the 2022-23 Premier League runners-up at the Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles on Wednesday night, Thursday early morning in Spain. The Gunners began their US tour with a dull display, losing 2-0 to Manchester United, and Barca will be aiming to replicate or even better the result when the two teams come face to face in Los Angeles in a couple of days. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.